Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Motivation. And I pray that you all are having a blessed week. I apologize for being a few moments late this morning. We had some technical difficulties right at the last minute. You all, I'm sure, have faced that before when you get ready to do something and all of a sudden your computer wants to shut down. So that's what happened to us. So once again, good morning. Welcome. I pray that you all are having a blessed week. And this week, we have been talking about problem solving. And so on day one, we looked at defining your problem. And that was basically when you have a situation, you need to clearly define what the problem is. Then the next day, we looked at creating solutions. And excuse me, the key here with creating solutions was getting your team together so you have buy-in as well as diversity of thought. So you get your solutions written out, do your brainstorming sessions. And then the third element we talked about yesterday was actually selecting a solution. And the most important thing there was to make sure that you are in prayer about what the solution is going to be. Talk to God about the solution. And then also last night we had a special guest, Mr. Timothy Moore, came on and we talked about, I apologize for that, my phone is restarting as well. We talked to Mr. Timothy Moore. We talked to Mr. Timothy Moore and we discussed problem solving as well. And so today we're going to take a look at that fourth element in problem solving, and that is implementing the solution. So throughout this whole time, the main objective is that we have a more efficient way of solving our problems. And like discussed yesterday, or last night, some people won't call them problems, they'll say challenges, and I use challenges, sometimes issues, situations. Ultimately, it's something that you have to deal with. You have to come up with the solution and you have to implement it. So looking at the implementation, sorry about that for my phone. The implementation stage is very important because some things that you need to take into consideration when you're implementing the solution is ultimately the outcome. Did the solution that you come up with, is it going to work? And the implementation stage is where you actually put it into practice. And so you have to, as you go through the previous stages, it's always leading up to this. And you do your test, you throw things into the equation, but we never know how it's going to work until we actually put it into play. So during this stage, what you want to do is you want to implement, if you can implement the solution slowly or gradually, especially if you're dealing with a large group of people, because although you got your team on board, you got that buy-in from them, and you got that diversity of thought, implementing change is often very stressful and can cause anxiety for people. So you don't want to necessarily come in and rip the Band-Aid off real quick. In some situations, you peel it off slowly, let people get used to the change that's going to happen, because usually when you're implementing the solution, there is going to be a change. So you implement the solution. You should, of course, in all things be in prayer, but talk to your people about the implementation and what's going to happen and what the process is going to look like. That way they're aware of, one, that the change is coming, and two, that it's when it's going to happen and how it's going to occur. You get much better buy-in, as well as you get more cooperation with individuals when they are aware of the situation. If you just kind of spring on, hey, we're going to be doing things different, then folks kind of get upset. So you don't want to do that. Avoid that. Make sure that you communicate as best you can with letting them know about what solution is coming down the road. And so now you implement your solution. And one thing we talked about last night is when you implement your solution, you have to give it some time to play out, to see what the results are going to occur, to see if the solution to the problem actually worked. You can't just make a decision, implement a solution, and then expect immediate results. Some things are that way, but as far as processes are concerned, you need to implement the solution and allow it to play out for a little while. And the reason being is because during this time, you get an opportunity to see how the solution that was implemented, how it actually works, how people respond to it, how it affects the process. Did it work? And during this time, you're gathering facts, you're observing, you're watching what's going on, because you may need to make adjustments. You may need to make some tweaks to the situation. So you give it some time. Don't just say, okay, I'm gonna make a change immediately. I'm implementing this solution and expect everything to be great, because that may not be the case. The solution may not be the right fit for this particular problem. So you have to give it some time, observe it, and make adjustments, make changes. You may even have to change the solution entirely, but you don't want to hey, Pastor Victoria, good morning. You don't want to just go in, hey, I'm gonna put this solution in place and expect immediate results. Things are going to take a little bit of time, and during that time you are gathering facts. Let's see, during that process you're also going to, part of your fact finding is you're going to ask questions. Questions is the key to any part of communication process. You ask questions. Hey, ask your coworkers, ask your peers, ask your friends, your family, whoever may be affected by this problem. Ask them for some feedback. Hey, what do you think of this? Here's what happened. And here's what we implemented. Here's the solution. What do you think? Please provide us please provide us some feedback so that you can better understand what's going on. I know for the production that we just did, we asked for feedback. We asked for feedback from our actors, from our cast. We also asked for feedback from the people that attended, because we want the experience to be the best that it can be. And last night during our business meeting, we sat down and we continued in our after action report to see, here are the things that worked. Here are the things that didn't work. Here are the things that we want to do in the future. Here are the things that where we can make adjustments. Here's where there were some problems or some issues or some challenges. What is it that we can do? One of the things to share, one of the things that we had was a problem or issue was the tickets, because we labeled one VIP, we labeled another premier, and then general admission. And the VIP and the premier, people kind of think the same thing. So everybody was coming through the line saying, hey, I'm a VIP. And so in the future, we're looking at solutions to either relabel things differently or make sure that it's actually on the ticket, where we can tell exactly which level people are in. But we're looking at a different process and making some adjustments and implementing something because we saw this problem, and we don't want that to bog people down. Plus, also we looked at it as we want to give VI people a faster check-in process, and we want to make sure that we're catering to them because they are the VIPs and they paid extra for that, and we want to make sure that we just enhance their experience. So we're talking once again about problem solving and the things that tomorrow we wrap things up at the end of the week with problem solving. And once again, I want to let you know that a couple times a week at 6 p.m., not sure which day we're going to narrow it down to, but we're going to be bringing in special guests in the evenings to talk about our topic. So just last night we had Mr. Timothy Moore, who provided some excellent things for us to discuss. If you missed that, please go back and watch it because we had a great conversation. It's quick. I think we were on there for about 23 minutes. But some things that he brought up is when he addressed problems is the problem everywhere? And as we got farther into the discussion, it led to the idea that, the problem that you're having may be a problem that everybody is having. And so when you find a solution, it can have not only effect on yourself, but on other people. And so that's a great thing about being creative and doing new things. And in this aspect, you can be solving a problem that can affect many people that you can share with others. And so now they won't have to struggle, because ultimately what we want to do is for those around us that we love and we care about, we want to be sharing. We want to help them succeed in life. We want to help them avoid any problems, any struggles that we may have had, and make the road a little bit smoother for them. In any way that we can help is going to be beneficial to them. Yes, life is going to have its struggles, and around every bend, there's always some obstacles to overcome. But if we're able to help people in their walk, in their business, in their life, then that's better for them, and it makes us feel good as well. And we're called to do that as servant leaders to help others. So as we go through our problems and we solve them, look at those solutions and how we can share them with other people so that they can avoid those pitfalls. I just want to give a shout out to Pastor Victoria right now, because in their ministry, what they've done with us and helping our ministry is sharing the struggles that they have. And we're looking at that going, okay, great. It's awesome that we see those pitfalls and how they were able to maneuver around it. So they've had problems and they've overcome them, and those solutions they're sharing with people, so that as we look at overall as believers, our ministry is to share the gospel. So what is it that we can share with others to help them share with others? And ultimately, we're all going to be blessed. We're all going to grow closer to God. So amen. Pastor Victoria, thank you and your husband so much for how you all have shared with us and you share with this community. So wrapping things up for the day, because I don't want to keep you too long. We're talking about problem solving. First thing we want to do is be clear on what the problem is. We want to write out our solutions, write out more than just one or two, but write out as many, and just do a brain dump to your solutions. Then in all things, be in prayer, but especially about the solution that you're about to implement. Make sure that you're in prayer about that solution. Select the solution and then implement the solution. Implement the solution. Make sure that you communicate it to your people, communicate it to all those involved. That way, it's not that they don't get that sticker shock, and it's going to reduce anxiety. And if possible, don't just pull the Band-Aid off all at once, unless that's what the situation calls for, but peel it off slowly and make sure, once again, that you are communicating with your folks. So once again, thank you all for watching. I pray that you all are having a blessed day. This is Thursday. I know that Friday is coming. I hope that everything on your to-do list is getting done. I know Allie and we have some to-do list things to do to get done today, some heavy lifts, but you know what? God willing, we will get it all done. But I pray that you all are blessed. I pray that you all are safe. Your families are doing well. Thank you all again so much for watching. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to tag. Don't forget to comment. We love your comments. We greatly appreciate it. It's encouragement for us to keep going. And what I want to challenge you today is, speaking of encouragement, I want to challenge you today to encourage someone. It can be as simple as going out to your social media post and say, hey, all my friends, everybody who sees this, I want to let you know that God loves you. I want to let you know that I love you. I want to let you know that, I'm praying for you. Just offer some words of encouragement to your neighbor. So once again, thank you for watching, and God willing, we will see you back here again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Take care and God bless.